Meet Rocky, my brand new pet. And yes, he's literally a rock. I found him one day, gave him a tiny paper hat, and decided he was coming home with me. Like any good pet owner, I served Rocky dinner in a little bowl, but he wasn't very hungry. Then, I tried teaching him fetch. I threw the stick as far as I could. And Rocky proudly stayed exactly where he was. I even brushed him with a toothbrush and gave him a fancy grooming session. But somehow, he looked exactly the same. Of course, we had to take a selfie together, and Rocky absolutely nailed the photo because he never blinked. People laughed when they saw my pet rock, but Rocky handled the criticism like a true professional. He didn't react at all. That night, I tucked him into a tiny bed, wished him sweet dreams, and went to sleep. The next morning, I panicked because Rocky was gone. I searched every corner of the house with a magnifying glass, only to discover that Rocky had never moved. I'd been searching the wrong room the whole time. After that adventure, I entered Rocky into a pet contest because I was convinced he was special. When the judge asked Rocky to perform a trick, he delivered the greatest performance of absolutely nothing. I clapped so hard that everyone stared at me in confusion. Suddenly, a strong wind blew everyone's hats away, but Rocky's tiny hat stayed perfectly in place. The judges were so impressed that I awarded him a homemade medal for being the most emotionally stable pet. A little bird even landed on Rocky because it thought he was the perfect chair. Since every celebrity needs style, I bought him tiny sunglasses, and before long, people were lining up to take selfies with him. Rocky became an overnight internet sensation. Fan letters started arriving every day, all addressed to Rocky. I didn't receive a single one. Just when life couldn't get any stranger, I noticed a mysterious figure watching Rocky from a distance. The stranger turned out to be a detective wearing a funny hat and carrying binoculars. He pointed dramatically at Rocky and whispered, "That's no ordinary rock." I immediately became Rocky's personal bodyguard, complete with a toy night helmet and a cardboard shield. The detective carefully inspected Rocky from every angle, while I nervously waited for the shocking truth. After a long, dramatic pause, he burst into laughter and pointed to the bottom of Rocky. There was a tiny store price sticker still attached. Rocky wasn't a legendary treasure or a magical artifact. I had simply forgotten to remove the sticker. Everyone around us laughed, and Rocky somehow looked cooler than ever wearing his tiny sunglasses. I realized I didn't care whether he was valuable or not. Rocky was still the greatest pet I could ever ask for. Soon, a little child came over and gently patted Rocky, proving that even a pet rock could make friends. To celebrate, I placed Rocky on a tiny winner's podium with a homemade trophy because in my heart, he would always be the champion. Then, just as I was proudly walking away, I tripped over Rocky and went flying through the air while he stayed perfectly still, wearing his sunglasses like nothing had happened. After all that, Rocky finally learned one trick. He made me fall, and that's why you should never underestimate a pet rock.